like right now, I want to show to you how to stitch. Okay. Let's see that in here I don't have my stitch, so I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna do the multi-stitch at the point. Okay. So you're doing that, and it's just stitch it, as you can see. Okay. So if I delete some stitches, or like, let's say that I delete that one, and I'm gonna dress right now, you can see what's gonna happen. So to use that program, you have to understand how the garment, how the sample have to be stitched. So you have to understand pattern, and you have to understand how to stitch. So for that one, because you can see how it's gonna be, you can stitch whatever you want with whatever you want. The program will do that, but the thing is to do that the right way, because if I'm gonna stitch that in here, like you can see how it goes, my stitch, the program gonna stitch that, but you will have something like this. You will have trouble with that. Because of that, we need something. Sorry. Because of that, we don't need something like that. We need it to be stitched with the right way. Okay. Like in here, it has to be stitched in here. Because the program, like I said, can simulate you whatever you say to the program to do. Okay. Because you are the user, and you saying what to stitch with what, and how your avatar have to be, or what physics on your texture gonna be, or the maps, or all those things. Okay. So let's something else. Let's see if I change my pattern, how it's gonna change. Like I said to you, if your pattern is not right or is not good, let's say I did something by mistake, and I did that by mistake. Okay. I did like that. Like I changed my pattern, it's not right at that point, and I go to dress, you can see that I will have a problem in here. Now I have some gatherings. I didn't have them before, but I have them now. So if I'm gonna do more, you can see that my pattern is changed and something goes wrong in here. Okay, you can see though that gathering and that like a bag, I can say that, in here. So it's something wrong. So I have to change my pattern. Okay, and this is not something big at this point. Like I can do something more smaller on my pattern. I want to change it a little bit in the other way. Now I go all this back, and now I'm gonna dress. And I'm gonna see that my pattern is right now. I don't have that problem in here. Can you see? Okay. So same. If I'm gonna change something in here, like if I'm gonna change something in here only, like that. Again, you can see it. Okay. Or if I do that thing, you can see it. It depends from your fabric physics too. Like if I go in here and say that I will have that fabric in here and I'm gonna dress, okay, you can see the difference right away because that fabric don't have the same physics with the other one, okay. So at this point I can see that in here something goes wrong, so I have to change it. To change it, I can, as you can see, I can change from here my pattern very easily. I can change my pattern with just with freehand, or I can change my pattern with X and Y, or I can change my pattern like slide. It's gonna be like that, okay? It's something between the cut system and between the Illustrator because I have those handles in here. So I can change those handles like that to make curves here. You can see. Or I can delete them, or I can do that smooth or sharp, or I can do with that whatever I want. So let's say that I want it straight in here. So then I can check my pattern. If my pattern is right, you can see that it's not. And in here, I have that kind of back. Okay, here. And here it's totally okay. But from the other one, it goes like that. So you can see if your pattern is a little bit like does not have a big problem, it have very small, but you can see that small problem in here. So I can just go and with a slide or whatever and do that thing for my pattern to be right at this point. Okay. And I can do a lot of things. I can change a lot of things in here. Let's say that I want my change my sleeves at this point. Let's say that I want my sleeves to go like for 5 centimeters, not 5, 10 centimeters more up, down, sorry. Like that. You can see that it's changed. And when okay, you can see that it's changed like that. So now I'm gonna stitch that one in here. As you can see, I have it in here, so I can stitch it from here to here, okay, to here. Let's say done, and when I'm gonna dress, it's gonna go up, as you can see. And when you stitch something wrong, you can see that I didn't stitch that point, that pattern, and you can see that right now that pattern goes like that, which is not good. So for that, I have to leave my stitch and stitch all this again. Okay, so when you're stitching from here, you're gonna see what exactly do you stitch. Okay, say from 2. And here you can see that I can see my stitches from here or from here. So I'm gonna say done, and I'm gonna dress again. And you can see how it's changed right now. Okay. So now, like that, if I go and change my pose, and let's say I want it like that, you can see I'm gonna dress. You can see it here. you can see how my fabric and how my patterns is fit on that kind of pose, like we saw on the video. If you change the pose, like when you do the real fitting, you say to the model to change the pose or to go with the arms up or with the arms down or anything. So you can do it in here too and see if your pattern is fit like that or not. Okay, so let's go again on that one. And I want to show you at this point that about arrange thing. You can see that I have in here my patterns. Okay, so if I go to the prepare mode, I can see my patterns from here too. So for simulating, so I can go and change them like that. And I can see all my patterns at this point, like how it goes here. I can change a lot of things. I can go and for the better fit, I have to do my prepare mode with the perfect way. Like I have to have that one on the center of my left and the right side. Okay, I can't have that one in here to achieve the good result, because when that top gonna be in here, when I gonna dress, you can see how it go and simulate. Can you see? So we don't want something like that. Because of that, we have to prepare. With a good way. Like we have to prepare on the place. We have to place the pattern on the placement that it have to be. Like in here, this pattern have to be in here. You can see like that you can see that those lines in here, if I delete them, is my stitches. Okay, you can see that now I delete all my stitches from here. So from the prepare mode, I can see if my stitches are wrong or not. Okay, so I can stitch like that, and I can see that my stitch at this point is go like that. If I can flip my stitches. If it's going like that, it's gonna be flipped, so it's gonna be wrong. I will show you how it's gonna be work if my stitch is flipped at this point. You can see that this is go skew, and this one is because of it's not half the stitch is going just down. So because of that, all we have to see carefully what we want to show and how we stitch, how we use the prepare mode, how we go with the patterns on the arrange mode. We have to do that we have to do that carefully. So like that, I can stitch like that one by one, like I said to you, or I can stitch with the other way, like I said, with a multi-stitch. Okay, so I'm stitching like that, and I don't like, at this point, I don't like that my color goes so down, so I'm going again to my prepare mode. I'm going to select, okay, and like that you will see, like this is my color. Okay, you can do it more, we have to go that color more down, indeed. Okay, let's dress. So now it's simulating and it's dressed. And as you can see, we have in here, we have denim jean, we have that shirt, and we have that top, knit top from on the beginning. It's works like on the Photoshop. We have a lot of layers, and at this point, we used layers too. Like we are going in here, and we can see that our denim is layer 5 at this point. This is layer 4. So if I will go to here, my 3D layer in here, it's 8, and in here it's 9. If I do that layer, that one, if I do that 7, you can see how it's gonna change. Like if I do that one, not 7, let's say 6. Okay. And I prepare and dress again. Let's say that one. A little bit more back and dress again. You can see that I cannot see that layer because it's go down. It's go behind my shirt. But at this point, I can see all those pieces because those pieces is 3D layer 9. So to not have that problem, I have to see carefully my layers at this point, my 3D layers, because like I said, it's work like in Photoshop. When you have a bigger layer, it says that it's gonna be outside. When you have a smaller layer, it says it's gonna be inside. Okay, so let's say that I don't like that kind of sleeve, so I want to change my sleeve again. So I'll go again, I'm going again here, and now I'm saying that I want -10, and it's gonna go left. So now I'm gonna say dress, and we're gonna see how it's changed. But if you're changing something on your pattern, or if you're changing your fabric physics or something, you can leave it to simulate, or you can go to the styling and pinch a little bit. It's like on the real life, when our model we are doing fitting on our model, we do some pinches on the dress or on the shirt and that kind of thing. So in here you can do those pinches too, like here, like that. Can you see? So I can go up or down. But at this point, when you change something like this, it will be better if you just prepare and dress again from the top and just waiting for that to be. Like you can see, it's a little bit more inside is because on the prepare mode, we didn't change our cuff. Our cuff was like mostly on, it was upper than we wanted to be. But it's okay. We can see that at this point it's fits okay, but in here it's not. So I have to do that thing with the pinch tool. Okay, I can pinch like that, and I can just dress them. So we're gonna simulate it with the right way. So now I have my sleeve like that. Okay. Here, let's say that I want to change. Let's say that I want to change my my denim jean. Let's say that I want to change my height of my denim. So I will go and I will say that I want it to go -5 centimeters. Let's say you can see that is gonna change from here and from here too. If I'm gonna say enter, you can see that from here it's changed too. So with the same way, you can change it from here. Okay, you can go it like that, but at this point we change it only the front one. Okay. So I'm gonna say dress, and I'm gonna show you how you can change that from here. Okay. Let's say that I have that and I go up. You can see how it's gonna change. And because of the symmetry that we have in here, they are symmetrical. My change is gonna like that. So I can change from the 3D window and from the 2D window too, and I can see how it's gonna be. Okay, so let's gonna change it again. Like from here, then I can change it again. Like I can go down. Let's say for 10 centimeters. If you see that's not enough for you, you can change it about 15. Okay, let's go here. So you can change whatever, like I said, whatever you want on your pattern. And as you change it, you can just export that pattern again, like a DXF file, and import that again to your CAD system for the produce that one, like for the marker, let's say. Okay, so let's do 20. Let's say how it's gonna be. 20 is okay. So I'm just dressing for my denim to simulate on that height. Okay, so I'm saying finished, and at this point, I have my garment like that. At this point, I can see that it's a little bit more, more left. So I want to pinch a little bit. So I'm gonna pinch that like that. Here. I'm gonna dress, and you can see that it changes. Okay. Or the same thing, we want to pinch in here. Okay. We want to do that more better at this point, like that, because this is our color, and we want that color to be more stable here. So like that. Now, if I'll go in here with that one, I'm gonna prepare on that point, and okay, I go that more up, and I go that more down, like we said. It has to be like that. I'm gonna dress it right now, and it's gonna go with the pose that I set it to be. And we can see it with the render. Like I said, we can see how it's gonna be, like if we like it or not. Okay, it needs some time to do the pose, because there is a lot of details on that one. We have a lot of details on our denim, because it's denim with all the details on it. We have a lot of details on our shirt, on our top. We have a lot of details on this garment anyway. Okay, so To simulate with the right weight have to be simulated. It takes some time. So because of that, if you want to work with that program, you have to have like heavy computer to achieve the results that you want. And now let's say that I saw that I like it like that. So now I can go here to the render to see how it's gonna be like on the how it's gonna be more realistic. So we can see in here our details. We can see that our denim is more realistic at this point. It's more denim, how can say that. In here, we can see our texture on the neat one. Okay, we can see our avatar, like we can see the differences between the avatar on the 3D, workflow and on the render. You can see that this one is really good quality avatar, so you can use that, let's say on Instagram, on your online shops for campaigns and things like that. Okay. So here you can see that now my knit fabric is not really furry, but I want to show you that you can do that too. Like in here, you can see that when I changing something in here, like I do the zoom, it's go and zoom in here too. Now let's say that I want on that one to use full fur. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna refresh that now. And we have to wait for that to be furry to for the realistic photo, for that to be more realistic, like a knit fabric. Okay, let's zoom a little bit more, like that. And let's see. So in here on the fur, you have a lot of things to change. You can achieve the fur that you want to achieve, like in here. We have a lot of, at this point, we have a lot of furs that you can use for some jackets, let's say, for some furs. So at this point, you can achieve and the fur that one knit fabric have. Like you can see, it's not so it's not so big. Our fur in here, it's a little bit you can't see too so much, but you can see some things in here that do out like here and here and here, like this thing in here do our need to be a real knit fabric. Like you can see in here, this is our knit fur, it's going outside like that. So it depends what you want to achieve, but these programs with the knowledge how to make some things, with the knowledge of the programs like Photoshop and I don't know, Photoshop or Illustrator or Substance, you can achieve whatever you want on the fabrics. Like you don't need something else but you need one good photo of your fabric, like really good photo. So you can create your maps on the Photoshop, and you can achieve the result that you want in here. But you have to know your fabric physics. For that, actually, we have one machine which is testing your fabric, your real fabric, and says what physics do you have on that one. But we have a huge library of the fabrics on the browser, and we have a huge library from the physics of the browser. I will show you. So at this point, you can see that there is a differences between that one and between that one. We don't have a lot of fur, but we have those things in here which do our knit fabric more realistic. Okay, so right now I want to show you our libraries. At this point, I have a lot of libraries. In here, I have knits fabric, I have woven, I have some special materials. Let's see. So in here, I have a lot of fabrics which I can just download like that. Here, the only thing I have to have is internet to download those. Okay, and here all those are knits. We can go to the woven. In here we have a lot of fabrics too. You can see all those fabrics have the physics for those kind of fabrics. Like in here I have velvet, in here I have silk. I will show you the differences. Like got a silk, and let's get something different, like a cotton, rayon. Okay, like that. So I have a lot of things in here on my library. With the same way, I have some database from my library in here. Like I can go and change my physics, let's say. Okay, so let's go in here. I will show you how it's gonna change, but I will show you on with that pose for you to see better. Okay. So I can change really, I can change my fabrics only with replace. And I'm gonna dress right now. So you can see how it works. You can see that it's going up. I have some gathering in here and in here because this is silk. Okay. So you can see the differences with that. And let's say now I will go with the cotton. I'm gonna dress. And you can see that now I don't have so much gatherings in here. And if I do a little bit my styling, it's gonna be better right now. Okay, and like you can see, I have gathering in here and I don't have gathering in here, and this is why. Let's first of all change our color in here. I can change my color with the way I can change it from here. Like when I have image of my real fabric, and if my real fabric at this point is gray, so I will have my fabric on the 3D gray too. It's gonna be same. So let's go and change it. I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna do a tricolor. And you can see that this is cotton rayon and my texture going like that. So at this point, I can see that again, I have gathering, and in here I don't have. That means that my pattern is not right. That means that when I change my pattern, something goes wrong. So you can see it depends of your fabric. Like when we have knit fabrics, we have other patterns. If we have fabrics like a cotton or woven fabrics, our pattern are different. So let's see in here, like in here I have 10, I have my measurements in here, I have my length, it's 10.62, and in here it's 10.75. It's for like 12, I think. No, it's like for 13 millimeters bigger. Because of that, I have the talent in here. So if I'm gonna do that one, 62, and I'm gonna say, okay, let's say dress. You can see that now it's not so much. I'm hiding the piece, sorry. You can see that right now it's go like that, but it's not the only thing in here, like to have same that. So you have to have same, it have to be like, you have to be same down of the shoulder, like your shoulders have to be similar. Because of that one, it's not symmetric at this point. And if I change something from here, it's not changing to there. So I have to change it from myself at this point and do it a little bit with the way it have to be, like that, more. Okay, dress. And let's change a little bit. So right now, I do my pinches. And in the front, you can see that now I don't have those gatherings in here, and this one with this one are equal. So, but as we mentioned, we didn't show that on the 3 multiplies 3 rib, because it's really different fabric, like you will see right now, because it's knit fabric, and the simulate, the fabric, the physics of that fabric are really different. Okay. So let's see from here. You can see that on silk, my physics fabric are like that. Like you can see just the numbers of the stretch at this point, and you can see the numbers of the stretch at this point. Like in here it's 10 and 20, but in here is 557. So like that, it's changing. Okay. So another thing in here is when I change my pattern, I have in here, like you saw already, like Leslie told, and you saw on the presentation, we have the tension map and we have the pressure map. The pressure map shows us where my pattern is touch my body. Like I can see here that my denim is a little bit tight in here. It's touched my body too much, because you can see from here that when I have this, it's too much of pressure or too much of tension. So when it goes like on yellow and it goes more to the red one, it's not good. So you have to change your pattern. You have to do your pattern a little bit bigger on those on those places, like at this point, and hips have to be more bigger. Okay, so when it's green, it's good. Where is like blue or white, it means that it's not touching your body at all. Okay, so at this point, tension map is how much tension you have on your pattern. Like we can see in here, I have a lot of tension in here. Okay, I have a lot of tension in here, so I have to change my pattern at this point. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do it from here, and let's do that one. Go a little bit more here. Okay, and we will see how it's gonna change. Here, I'm gonna say, sorry, it's going inside for some reason. I want it gonna be outside. Like now, you can see that I have that kind of triangle like this, but I don't need that, so I'm gonna do curve in here. Okay, I need that one to be curved. So I'm gonna change my curve like that at this point. And from here, I can change my curve too. Okay, now I'm gonna dress. You can see that now I have more pattern in here. So it go and it opens. You can see that my pattern right now, it opens. You can see in here, I have too much. So go and do that more smaller, but you can see that it disappears now. Okay, let's say finish. Okay, and let's see our tension map and our pressure map. As we remembered, our pressure map was a little bit different in here. It was, until here, it was like orange, let's say yellow, like orange. But now it's more better. So if I don't want that one too, if I want very loose fit at this point, so I have to open my my pattern more. Like at this point, I have to do this more bigger. Like I can actually like that and dress and wait for it. Okay. So let's go again in here. Now I had more yellow at this point. Now I don't. So like that, you can see if your pattern is right. You can see if your pattern changes. You can see where your pattern gonna touch your body. But for that, you need to have the right avatar with the right measurements. Like if you have one standard model, you have to put those those measurements on this avatar. Okay, and you have to have the right physics, and you have to you have to have the right pattern for that. And like I said, if your pattern is not right, you can easily just change it from here and just export that like a DXF and import to your CAD system. So to go further, like for marker or something else. Okay. Thank you.